Hi Leo, welcome to February. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And I'm going to call in some sacred space and create some good energy around your reading. So this month we have a full moon in your sign, Leo. And that's across your relationship axis. So we'll find out what that's all about later. And then Mercury goes, well, first we have Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day this month. That's on the 14th. Then 2 days later, Mercury goes retrograde into Pisces, in Pisces. And it goes back into Aquarius, and then it goes forward in March, back into Pisces, and then out into Aries. So then we have a new moon in Pisces as well on the 23rd of February. So we'll see where that's going to affect you later when I get into the astrology. But for now, let's see what Leo needs to know about love and relationships for February. What's coming up for Leo this February? What is coming up for Leo in terms of love and relationships for February? Okay, let's see what we got. Two of Swords, Three of Swords, the World, the Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, decisions this month, Leo, the King of Pentacles, the Fool, the Queen of Wands, the Two of Wands, Page of Swords. Okay, so you're starting the month off with indecision. You're on the fence about something, a relationship. It could be with this Three of Swords crossing that there could be a relationship that's a little shaky and you're thinking about, do you want to stay or do you want to go? Or you're trying, or for some of you, if you've already broken up with someone, you might be trying to decide whether you should reach out. Because this is Three of Swords is a card of heartache. It's a card of separation, cutting away. So you could be trying to decide in the month of February, what do I need to keep and what do I need to release? And if there's a relationship that's not been working out, you might be deciding, do I want to release this? Because I think a part of you is a little bit, you're ready for like a new beginning because you have the Fool here. But at the same time, it scares you because it's in your negative thinking sector. So you're going through some type of transition, which may come to a head at this full moon in Leo because it's going across your relationship axis. So you have the World card here. This is another card of the ending of a cycle. I feel like you're ending something, releasing what's no longer working. So it could be that you're releasing a relationship, maybe wanting to move into a new situation or start a new beginning. For some of you, I'm not seeing like a final ending. It's more of a, yes, there are some problems and there's been some heartache connected to this relationship. And so you have a choice of, with the Fool card especially, do I stay in the current situation and try and fix what's wrong, fix the heartache, and have a brand new beginning? Let's say, let's wipe the slate clean, let's start over. Or do I release this relationship and move on to something totally new? And say, you know what, I can't fix it. I want to move on. I want to start something new with someone else. Because I'm seeing here with the World is a good card. It means that in the past, in the recent past, things have been coming together for you, especially in your career. The World card is a card of completion. It's a card of sometimes just everything coming together and then getting ready to move, like something that has been taking up a lot of your time, that is coming to an end. That might be coming to an end. So it could be a relationship or some situation is going to be coming to completion in February, where you make a decision. You have to make a decision about where you want to go with it. So you could decide to take it to the next level, Or you could decide to cut some things out of your life and move on to something better. Because the World card, it's a great card as far as things coming to a successful completion, you're feeling. But I feel like this is more of a career thing. Like things are working out for you financially in a career situation. Because you have this Nine of Pentacles, which is a recent influence. So this is influencing your relationship. Where you're doing okay. You might be doing better financially than you have in the past. Maybe you just completed a work project and it went really well and you're getting recognition. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of someone who is very independent. So you might be working in an independent situation where maybe you're working in your own business. Because the King of Pentacles is here. That's also the entrepreneur card. I feel like you have financial support. And you're looking for security and stability. But at the same time that you're doing well, maybe in career, a part of you is feeling lonely. So there might be, it might be a situation where, okay, I'm doing okay with career, but my relationship is suffering. Like I want to have a relationship. So if you're not in a relationship, you may feel that you want to be in one. And you're trying to just figure that out, whether I am. Because the Two of Swords energy is the card of being on the fence about something. So it's almost like, for some of you, I'm getting the feeling that you broke up with someone, or if you're in a relationship, you're thinking about breaking up, or you may have already broken up, and you're thinking, should I reach out to this person? Like you may be wanting to reach out to someone from the past, because Mercury's going retrograde in February, and sometimes that brings people back from the past, or it makes you reevaluate things. You're evaluating your relationships and trying to make a decision. You have these two twos here, Two of Swords, Two of Wands. So there's that potential for partnership. But it involves choices, and it involves choosing one option over another. Especially because you have the Lovers card here. A lot of times when the Lovers card comes up, it often means, it could mean strong love connection, strong attraction, soulmate connection. A relationship that's very important to you, that leaves a mark on your life. It's not a casual, fling or a romance. It's something serious when it's a major arcana. But there's always a sense of choice. And the choice could be, I'm not saying all of you are choosing between two people, like as if you're cheating or something. It could be where you're in one relationship, it's not working out. You've met someone new and you're thinking, should I leave the current relationship and go into the new person? That could be one scenario. The other scenario is, do I stay or do I go? It's not a cheating thing. It's more of a, do I stay with what I have and try to work out the problems, or do I cut my losses and move on to something new? That's what you're trying to decide in February. And you have this King of Pentacles here and the Queen of Wands. So this could be you, the Queen of Wands, because it's a fire energy. And the King of Pentacles could be an earth energy. So you could be thinking about someone who could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Someone who's even if it's not the sign, because you also have the Page of Swords here, so that could be an air sign. So I don't want to get into signs, because what I want to do is get into the personality of the cards. Because the court cards can represent many things and many different, and they don't have to represent one sex over another. It could just be qualities within a person. The King of Pentacles is someone who's very stable, very dependable. You can count on this person. They care about financial security. They care about family. Material things make them feel safe and secure. They're good providers. They're very generous with gifts. They like to give to their loved ones. So you could be dealing with someone that's like that. This person could also be someone who deals with money or owns land. So you could be talking to someone about some kind of financial support, maybe a loan, a business loan, or some kind of support. They support you financially. It could also be that you're thinking of starting a business, that you want more financial independence, that you want to start something where you can be more in control of your financial situation. And so the Fool, this is a card of, really, when you have these two cards in the reading, I feel that something is ending, something is coming to completion, and then a new cycle is beginning. But you're a little bit afraid of this new cycle because it's in your fear sector. It's in your psychological block sector. So it's like, on the one hand, it's exciting. You're starting this whole new path. But at the same time, it's a little scary because it's new to you. And you can't fall back on your old behavior. It's almost like you're in a new environment. So you'll be learning a lot of things. It's exciting, and it's a new adventure. So it could very well mean a brand new relationship, because the Fool puts you in a situation you haven't been in before. And here's this Queen of Wands. If you're you could be dealing with a fire sign. Someone who's a go-getter. Someone who's a good manager. This person goes after what she wants. That could be you, or there could be someone that you're dealing with. So it's either you got your eye on someone and you want to go after it, but you're thinking, like, how's the best way to approach this person? Because you may have to have a difficult conversation. You have the Page of Swords here. And a part of you is not even sure. Here's the Two of Wands, which is in your wish fulfillment sector. You're thinking, is this going to work out? So part of you is like, I don't know, should I approach this person? Is it going to work out? Where is this going to go? It's like you're at the very beginning stages of thinking. I've been through a lot in relationships. I don't want to have heartache. I have the potential to partner with someone, and this could even be someone you meet through work. It could be a business partnership. It could be a relationship, but it could also be a business partnership. So you might be partnering with someone and wondering, like, how's this going to work out? It's a brand new thing for me. I haven't been in this situation before. Is this going to work out? And the Page of Swords, this is a card, the message of the Page of Swords is a message of looking carefully into a situation. It can mean spying, like you might be checking someone out and they don't even know it, or someone's checking you out and you don't know it. Because the Page of Swords can mean gossip or spying. So you have to be careful. It's also a card of careful communication, because the pages are messages. If they're not representing people, it represents a message. And the message is something that you have to... So if you are thinking about reaching out to someone that you've been maybe separated from, you may have to have a very delicate conversation. And maybe that's what you're worried about. I don't know how I'm going to be received. Especially if you're thinking about going back to someone from the past, maybe someone that you broke up with in the past that maybe now is coming back around with the Mercury retrograde. And you want some kind of closure. I feel like you're wanting some type of... Either you're wanting closure, or you're wanting a new start with this person. Some of you, I'm getting that vibe. But whatever it is, you're going to have to really communicate carefully. It's not what you say, it's how you say it this month. And this is also a card of two people not willing to reach out. Like, you're waiting for them to make a move, they're waiting for you to make a move. Neither person wants to be vulnerable, because Leo has a lot of pride. Sometimes you're afraid to admit that you're wrong, that you made a mistake. So you may have to be the one to break the ice, is what I'm saying. And if you really want something, you may have to be the one to go out and get it. And you have to choose your words carefully. Also, I want to say, if you're thinking about signing any contract or forming any new partnership in February, with Mercury retrograde, I would look very carefully at the details. Read all the fine print, especially with this Page of Swords here. If it's a business or some kind of contractual thing, I would try to postpone it for March, when Mercury goes direct, and when it's in Aries. With Mercury in Pisces, and it's close to Neptune, and there's a lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation floating around, and you really want to know what you're signing up for. You really want to know what you're committing yourself to in a partnership. So it may be that you take your time, don't rush into anything. But I feel that new beginnings are coming. And you just need to give it time. Make sure it's what you want. Make sure you're understanding all the details of a situation. Everything that's expected of you. Especially if you're signing any paperwork. If you're, creating some type of legal document or legal partnership. Especially in business. Even in relationship, in romance. You want to make sure you're seeing the person for who they really are and that you're not idealizing someone. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So for you, you have this full moon. The moon's in your first house in Leo, and the sun is in Aquarius in your seventh. So you're going to be seeing the truth about something. Now the first and the seventh house, the seventh house represents committed partnerships, but also business partnerships. So it's not just a romance or a marriage, but it's a more serious, more committed type of relationship, as opposed to the fifth house, which is more of a transient kind of thing, a dating situation. So this is a serious partnership, and you have to make some serious decisions, especially with the lovers here. Because the lovers, when it comes up, the decision that you're making is probably going to be final. So you can't turn around and go back. So if you leave a relationship, that option is going to go away. You're not going to be able to go back to that person ever again. So you want to make sure that whoever you're choosing or whatever decision you make is what you really want. That's why the Page of Swords is here. And it's telling you to really look carefully, look beneath the surface, check all the details, really do a lot of research. As a matter of fact, when Mercury is retrograde, it's the perfect time to do your research, to look into things without committing. Like, it's not a time to commit permanently because things might be changing that you can't see. I know when Mercury retrogrades, things are kind of up in the air and a lot of things in flux. You want to wait till it goes forward because then things are going to be made clear and then you'll know. But it's a good time to do research. Mars is right now in Sag at this full moon going through your fifth house. So you're going to feel like taking action in terms of romance, in terms of, it could be something around children. Because Mars, the fifth house is the house of children. It's the house of creative self-expression, fun, things you do for fun, romance. So you could be feeling a little bit restless with Mars going through your fifth house. Like, I want to get things done. I want to go after what I want. And that's okay. But just know that with Neptune in Pisces, there could be some confusion around money, or some kind of conflicts around money or financial support that you expect to receive from someone else. When Neptune goes to the eighth house is the money that you get from others. So if you're looking for a business loan, or if you're expecting money from a partner, some kind of financial support, or even like the eighth house could be government payouts or insurance payouts or bank loans, taxes, any kind of thing. There could be some confusion around there, especially with Mercury and Neptune both in your eighth house. So make sure if you're expecting money from someone or some kind of financial support, make sure you know all the details, that you know exactly what you're getting before you sign on the dotted line. Saturn and Pluto are going through your sixth house in Capricorn. So you're working really hard with Saturn there. And Pluto there, it's transforming. It could be like your health. You have to really look at your health. Make sure you're not overworking. Sometimes Pluto can represent something that's been developing for a long time. So you want to just get a checkup. It would be a good time to get a checkup. Make sure you're not overworking. Take care of anything. Don't let anything, don't sweep things under the rug when planets are going through your sixth house. Because the sixth house is the house of work and employees and people that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. There could be some power struggles around work. But it also relates to health. Like, if you're not taking care of your health and you're working too hard or you're overdoing it in other areas, it could affect your health. So you want to make sure that it would be a good time to get a checkup. And especially around the full moon when things are, being seen. They're in the spotlight. So then Mercury goes retrograde. Right now it's at the full moon, it'll be in your eighth house. It'll probably slide back into your seventh house. So during the end of February and the beginning of March. So that's when you might be reconnecting with some people from the past. So that's where this new beginning could happen. You could be thinking about reestablishing connections with someone. You're going to have to drop your guard and be vulnerable. You're going to have to maybe even apologize or talk about things that are difficult. Maybe there was some kind of disagreement or heartache or some kind of misunderstanding that needs to be cleared up. Like you need some type of closure so you could, start over. Now, the new moon is in Pisces, and for you, that's in your 8th house. So that could bring, I would wait, if anything, I'd wait for the new moon when you're dealing with, I don't know, Mercury and the Sun. I mean, it represents a new beginning in resources, but I still don't think, I wouldn't sign, if you can wait till the Mercury goes direct, that's when I would sign any contract. But sometimes you can't, you have to, sign. So if you do, then just make sure you're checking all the details, read all the fine print. Make sure that you ask a lot of questions and you know exactly what's being presented to you. Because there's a lot of confusion when Mercury is in Pisces. Mars is going to be in your 6th house. So if you have any issues around work or the people that you work with, that could bring some... You're working really hard when Mars is in your... You're like a workaholic. Between Mars and Saturn, you have Mars, Saturn, and Pluto all in your 6th house. So you're going to be really working hard in February, especially around this new moon, because things could start happening. Maybe if you're waiting for a loan or money or financial support to proceed with a plan or take action, now you're going to be expected. So you're going to be getting a lot of the details together. So you don't want to. Again, just be careful. Just take care of your health. Get the rest you need. Don't overwork. Uranus is going through your 10th house. And when Mars moves into Capricorn at this new moon, and also the new moon in Pisces is going to be 4 degrees, it's going to be sextile Uranus. It's going to be sextile Mars. Mars is going to be trining Uranus. So Mars trine Uranus could bring opportunity. I think it's more of a career thing because the 6th and the 10th house are highlighted. And you have Jupiter in the 6th house. Jupiter's good because Jupiter brings opportunity. I think there's going to be stuff going on at work. So you may not have... The new beginning may not be so much of a love new beginning as much as it is a work thing. And you have Venus going through... Venus is going to be moving into Aries. And it'll be in Aries in February. It's moving into Aries. And it's going to be in your 9th house. So you might, if you have a relationship with someone, if you're meeting someone new, this person is going to change your belief systems in some way, or they have a lot to teach you. You're going to learn a lot through this relationship. You're going to broaden your horizons in some way or expand your knowledge in some way. They may teach you a different type of spirituality. Or they may be from a foreign country. They may be from a culture that's very different than you. So it's kind of getting you out of your comfort zone. You might be dealing with someone who could also be at a distance, because the 9th house is long distance travel. So you could have a relationship with someone at a distance. Venus is squaring Jupiter. And it's also, it's at this new moon, it's squaring Jupiter. But then as it moves forward, it's going to square Saturn, and then it's going to square Pluto. So there could be some power struggles. There could be an age difference with Saturn, Venus square Saturn. Or you may feel like it's hard for you to express your love. There's like blockages, the way the two of you communicate. There could be some tension. And Venus square Jupiter, you just want to make sure you don't... there could be some legal issues around work that affect this relationship. Or it could be that you feel like being extravagant and taking risks and chances. Because Venus square Jupiter, you may want to spend money, and not think about where your money's going. And Venus square Pluto, it could be very passionate, but it could also be very manipulative and controlling. So you want to avoid those things when Venus is squaring Pluto and Jupiter. That would happen later on. As Venus moves toward Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn and Pluto, I'm sorry. But with Uranus and Mars trining each other at this new moon, there could be some unexpected developments, especially around your career path, your life direction, how you're seen in the public. It sometimes brings impulsive energy. Mars and Uranus, when they come together, it's very explosive. You know, it's because Mars is impatient and Uranus is surprising. It's going to free you. You may feel like, I want to be freed of something. I want to be freed of obligation. I just want to get out. I want to just do this thing. So you're going to be feeling a little bit restless when, you know, wanting to get things going. And that's okay, but just with all this Piscean energy and Neptunian energy connected with this new moon, you want to make sure that you're not over-idealizing something and not rushing into something prematurely. So take your time. Like I said, check into the details and make sure you know what you're getting involved in before you make your final decision. And if you could put off making a decision until Mercury goes direct, that would be ideal. But sometimes you can't. You know, sometimes you just have to sign on the dotted line. So you just have to do what you have to do, and as long as you take precautions and check all the details, you should be okay. So this is my forecast, Leo, for the month of February. Have a happy Valentine's. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you like the reading, please click on the like box or subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description. It'll take you to my website and you can get put on the schedule. In the meantime, I want to say thank you for everyone who's been supporting this channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, buying readings for those who have purchased. I really appreciate your support, and I wish you much love and success in the coming year and this month. Have a happy Valentine's, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.